Hello, my name's Ray. Welcome back to the channel if you've been before, and just welcome if you haven't and you're here for the first time. So there's just a quick update on what's happening with the Corv piece, which is on the south coast of Ireland. If you haven't watched this before, it's a piece that's going to get done, which is a large seafarer, 2 times life, of which this is the head, just completed. So the next stage is to get this head sort of up on the bench and start building down with the neck and the shoulders and take it from there. So today will just be, a lot of the time today will just be spent in putting this head in different positions, because I'm not entirely sure of which way I want the pose to go just yet. Bearing in mind this is somebody singing a sea shanty, he'll have a squeeze box, so it's trying to get the animation in it. So it's not just even though obviously it's a statue, it's a static piece, but hopefully, it'll sort of have some sort of sense of mid-movement or, mid-action to it when it's finished. So you're trying to put that in the early stages, because once you put the head in a certain position or any part of it in a certain position, that's it really. That sets the tone for the piece. So there's not really too much more to say about this piece at the minute. So a little bit of information on other work that's going on. I've got a piece to do for North Allerton, which is North Yorkshire, South Teesside, North Yorkshire boundary. And that is for a little girl called Sophia Constable, who was the youngest female inmate in North Allerton prison in the 1800s. She was 11 years old, and she was jailed for 3 weeks hard labour for gaining a loaf of bread by deception, and that was then followed on by 4 years in a reform school. So that piece is to do with that story, and to sort of, they wanted something to do with the prison, because the prison has been converted into various other uses these days. But they wanted to sort of recognise it as a prison and tell some story from it, and this story is what came forward as something that resonated with me in a way that you can sort of say something about it. So that piece, as I say, that's not getting done until next year, 2023, but obviously things have got to get organised beforehand. So there's going to be a talk that I and a fellow called Ed, who does a lot of historical artwork with regards to buildings and architecture. So the pair of us are going to do a talk in September. I think it's the 14th of September, and tickets for that will be free. I'm not sure how you go about getting them just yet, but as I find out, if I get the chance to put the information out, I will. That's being done through North Allerton Council. So that's one project. The other projects on the cards there's a few. There's one for North Shields, which is a herring girl. That's a life-size one to go near the new pedestrian ferry crossing that's getting done down there. So there's plenty on the go. It's just a case of trying to keep my head in the right space to keep the organisation in the right flow. So hopefully things will go smoothly. Up to now there have been, but there's always something ready to kick you in the backside. But hopefully, as long as it's nothing major, we'll be laughing. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be putting something else on in the near future once I get this fella here away with the next stage, and hopefully there'll be sort of, you'll get a better idea of the scale, because the way it's sitting here now, it's actually, I'm sitting slightly in front of it, so it doesn't look as big as it actually is. Yeah, we'll get something posted as it goes along, and hopefully you can follow its progress pretty accurately. So thanks for tuning in. Please, if you want to keep up with this story, or if you want to see whatever else develops with the channel over the next few weeks, months, years, please subscribe. It does make a difference, and it does help us, and it doesn't cost, which is marvellous. So thank you very much, and see you next time. Cheerio.